Taking a look at some of the gear that we brought out here to the big sandy chute. So that's the firing line up there, and we're on the pause. They just stopped the firing at 5 o'clock, and there'll be about 4 hours while they set up all kinds of explosives up on the hill, and everybody eats dinner and reloads and things like that. So this is some of the gear I brought along. Figured I'd dig through it. People usually are interested. So I'm starting with this new Maxpedition Patrol Bag. We just got this in the mail. So far it's working out really well, actually. Built well and everything, but it's also carrying a lot of gear for me. So, also brought the Spec Ops Pack, the THE pack, which is working okay for me. I got my Howard lights over there, which are definitely important when you got all those cannons and things going off. Brought a sweatshirt because it's up here and near Flagstaff, so it'll get cold tonight. A little bit of food, some caffeine, some water. We stopped off in Phoenix and got a thing of these bongo ties. Hear so much about them, we thought we'd try them out. And let's get into the bags. So this is basically an empty backpack that I have my normal EDC bag in or whatever. I just put it in a backpack. The idea being, one, I can carry this tripod a little easier. And the reason I have the tripod is not so much to set it up as a tripod, but to stick the camera that I'm filming onto it and then stick it way over my head and hopefully get some shots that you wouldn't get from, eye level. I guess I do have a couple of things in these outside pockets, but it's just my hat and my water and a dry sack that I'm not using, it's just empty, and then a couple of batteries. But for the most part, that's empty. And this has just a, a bandana or whatever in it. So those are just really empty. The idea there is that if I ran out of, or if I found some ammo for sale or something, I could whip out my EDC bag, throw it over my shoulder, and then this is literally an empty bag. And the reason I brought this one is because I had that trauma kit on it, and I figured that was a good idea to have along. In my regular bag, got places for my cameras. Only thing I really added was this green laser so I can play with it tonight. And then, on the outside, I think we've got just some real basic first aid. A Write in the Rain notebook, which is good because it was raining this morning. It's almost completely empty though. It's really just backups for my cameras right now. Not even running the laptop. I have a couple of cables, I guess, when we come back here to charge at the vehicle. And then just an extra light. And some 550, my sunglasses. I guess mostly charging cables I didn't even need to bring along. But really just backup, really slimmed it down because I didn't want to be carrying a lot of crap around. For the trip though, we wanted to do some reviews and stuff, so set up this bag mostly for the trip and then to live in the car here. On the outsides, not much. I think there's nothing in this one. We had a thing of water here, which actually worked out pretty well in the vehicle. Having one of us have our water on one side, the other one put our water on the other side. I stuck my house keys in there just while we were up on the hill. I actually was able to fit my tiny laptop into this outside pocket and a little car charger for it. And then we got the other thing of water over here. And in this one, I think I just put some 550. Oh, I put the first aid kit in here. This is one that I made up off of the USN ER dock in a lock sack bag so it stays nice. And then some 550 down below. In like 3 different colors. Just in case you need it to help identify or mark something. Threw a couple ITW carabiners on. I've been doing that in all the bags now. I labeled it food so no one would steal it when we left it in the vehicle because they would think it was just our lunch. In the top 3 pouches, I'm turning out to really like those. The way that this works is it unzips completely over the top, so this just folds out of the way. And when you have stuff in it, it stays open, stays rigid. So you could pretty much run it open like this, or sort of leave it unzipped. But the weight of the stuff in there keeps the lid on really well. So going through the top, I got a scale here just in case somebody wanted to weigh their guns. I didn't know. I brought our noise meter just to see if it would even work. And then just for S and G's. Is there any Wi-Fi signals around here? Huh, amazing, out in the middle of nowhere. And there's no Wi-Fi signal. Then the next one is all our power, electrical type of stuff. And I keep it all in this sack just so it's easy. This is a gator neck, just a heavy duty version of the Recon wraps that Spec Ops makes. So in my power pack, I think I've come up with a pretty good little combo here. It's in a dry sack. Not that it needs to be dry, mostly just to keep it together and easy to find because it's orange, so even in these nettings I can find it. And it's just got a universal plug, whatever this would be called, so you can pretty much use it with multiple things. A inverter, so we've always got power in a vehicle like this, and it's cool because it's got USB and 2 grounded volt or outlets, and it's a 200, so it's a medium weight. And then last, an item that I find really useful, especially when you're out and about, a screw thing that goes to a plug and then a plug that goes to a 3, and that just gives you access, in a hotel room or storage shed or on the side of the road. Helpful to get electric out of a light bulb. And then the last one is I just came up with this. Just basically, we've been stuck a couple of times out on the road, so this is the small felt for like a blackjack on one side and craps on the other, a couple of dice and a set of cards in a lock sack bag so they stay nice and clean and dry. And then just because I had the room and it happened to be staring me in the face, I threw some quick dry JB weld behind it. So that's the top. Inside, this is just a couple of pouches that I did a review on. I was looking at this bag earlier and thinking if I would have had this in high school, I would have really had a lot of fun. So brought some books to review. First aid kit, I attached it with an ITW carabiner to the side of the bag there just so it's attached and easy to find. I didn't know if it was going to be hot or cold up here, so I brought this cooling thing just in case it was hot. It turned out to be cold, so that won't get much use. Under it, just a length of real heavy 1-inch nylon strap for whatever. It's red, so it keeps it with I keep it with the first aid kit. A couple of the books we reviewed. More of the books we reviewed on the way up here. I also thought if there was enough time, because it's a 6-hour drive each way, that I might study for my ham radio exam too, but didn't get much studying done. I've been trying this with my electronics gadgets stuff lately, and it's been working pretty well. Basically just putting everything together in a big plastic bag. So for one of the high-speed cameras, like this one, it needs a battery, it needs the charger, it needs the cable, and then it needs the SD card and then the camera. And I keep them all in the bags when I'm not using them. Something like this, I kept the charger and the cable in a bag in the pouch like this so it's easy to find. Now, didn't follow that advice for everything else. This is the charger for the laptops, cable for the radios or the scanners, an extension for the iPod, plug-in for the camera, another small camera. And we found that in an event like this, having a fixed focus camera like this one, and then a camera like the one that we're filming on now, the JVCs that have an adjustable focus, give you 2 different abilities. So we'll be using that JVC tonight, as well as the flips, because these fixed focus cameras actually do better than the cameras with adjustable decent focus, because these don't have these larger ones just can't react fast enough to the explosions.
You spend the whole time autofocusing.
Yeah, they just autofocus and we get a bunch of blurry explosions. The little ones, crappier file sizes, but they do a lot better job. Again, using the bag idea, I brought a set of headphones and a microphone so in case I do some editing, another microphone, and then a webcam. Thought maybe we could play with that a little bit. You never know on these long drives, what we're going to come up with to have fun with. This is just a charger for the JVC camera. Let's see what else. I've got this little Paladin accessory pouch that came with, I forgot what it came with now. One of the bags that we've got from Paladin. And since it's got the sticky-sided Velcro there and the loop side there, it works perfect to keep that little, boo-boo kit type of bag. I got some caffeine mints in there, some ibuprofen, heartburn stuff you need when you're a computer guy. Let's see, that's that pocket, and the books. We got a couple of radios in here. I didn't know what we'd be doing radio-wise, so I brought a couple of 2-ways that are in here somewhere. Then I brought my scanner. This is just a kind of a cheapo Radio Shack scanner. Got the GPS radio. And again, brought 2 radios just in case we needed to keep in touch. Giant old-fashioned CB. Who knows, just in case we could play with it. My newer CB, I think I did a review of this on the way up. That's in this little pouch. Antennas for such. And that's a lot of stuff in here. We actually was able to take as much as I was hoping to bring and then more. I'm really digging this patrol bag so far. Holding up well, but we're not really moving it a lot. It's just been kind of sitting in the truck and acting as an organizer, but it's doing a good job. And I guess that turns out to be quite a bit of crap, but I'd say probably 60% of it is for the drive. Probably only needed the cameras and the coats for the actual coverage of the event. And then, we're in Arizona. Now we're going north, not south, so we didn't anticipate any trouble, but you never know. So we do have a 23 in here, of course fully loaded, as well as, a few extra mags. So in case we run into something along the way, in addition to our CCW, we do have a backup there. So it's not quite dark yet, not even sunset really. So we have a little while before they set up for the night shoot, and we'll be back up on the hill.